All right, moving on into the final segment of this podcast, we're going to go over our rights. So we all clear, these are what our basic rights are, and I'm going to give you an explanation on how to defend them because some of y'all need to know. All right, so the Bill of Rights, and what does it say? Because it's the First Amendment of the Constitution, we the people and all that, right? First Amendment. This is your First Amendment right. The First Amendment provides several rights to protections to expression of ideas through speech in the press, to assemble or gather with the group to protest or for other reasons, and to ask the government to fix problems. It also protects the right to religious beliefs and practices. It prevents the government from creating a favor or favoring a religion, right? So this is the First Amendment, and this segment might go a little bit longer. I'm sorry, but this is the First Amendment, your freedom of speech. What do you do when you don't use they try to take away your freedom of speech? You don't shut the fuck up. You speak anyway. You protest. You do it. You just do it. You speak. You express yourself. You fight. You accept it. You fight the consequences. You refuse to give up. Right? You just gotta protest. You gotta speak. You just always speak your mind until they start coming at you. Like, people will help you. They'll help you with lawyers. You can take it all the way. They're not. You're gonna win that fight, but nobody makes that fight. But you would win that fight. You just gotta fight the fight, but nobody's willing to fight the fight, right? And it's gonna go deeper than that, right? So let's get back into the Second Amendment because everybody's simple. This protest, you just like they want to take your right to religious beliefs away. Practice your religion anyway. They want to take your right to assemble or gather away. Assemble or gather anyway. If they want to take your right to the press away, release press briefs anyway. Right? That's how you defend against that. That's how you utilize that right. You defend against it by utilizing it. All right. So the Second Amendment protects the right to keep and bear arms. Right. That gives you the right to keep and bear arms, even though they're kind of trying to fight this piece. How do you fight when they come for your right to bear arms? You utilize them. If they try to take your arms, you defend your right. You have a right. That's how you do it. This one is it protects your Third Amendment right protects your right for it's the quartering. It's the quartering clause. You can't quarter soldiers. So if they try to quarter soldiers in your home, how you defend against that? You kick them out. Your Fourth Amendment rights, boom, bans the government from unreasonable search and seizures without a warrant. How do you do that? How do you defend against that? By using this. By not, if they're kicking, or, well, by using this, you got to go down the list. You always go down the list. So, if you verbalize your rights, you don't have a warrant, you don't have the right, get off my property. But if they don't get off your property, they're trespassing. And by law, you can use this to defend against trespassing. But you only have the rights that you're willing to defend yourself as. So that you're willing to defend. Now, by no means am I telling anybody to just go out and shoot people, because there is a fucking process. But nobody, Fifth Amendment, you have the right to not incriminate yourself. So if they try to make you speak, the way you defend against that is just by simply not fucking speaking. It just keeps going on and on and on. The Sixth Amendment provides an additional protection to people caused for crimes, such as the right to speedy public trial and jury in criminal cases. The way you fight this is by ignoring the justice system, escaping, going on the run, becoming an outlaw. Seventh Amendment extends the right to a jury in federal cases. If they don't give you a right to a jury, I mean, it's same that the justice system's already collapsed, back here, and none of this fucking the government's garbage, and it's lost all of its credibility, and people shouldn't listen to it because they get the consent to govern from the governed. Eighth Amendment bars excessive bails of fines, unusual punishments. The same deal. I mean, it's pretty simple on this point. Ninth Amendment states that the specific rights of the Constitution does not mean that people have other rights that have not been spelled out. That's pretty simple. You just defend your other rights, whatever they may be, whatever you decided your specific community has decided your rights are. 10th Amendment says the federal government has those powers dedicated to the Constitution, listed to the states of the people. That just gives the states the ability to govern everything that the so the federal everything that's not written in the Constitution that the federal government does is a violation of our 10th Amendment rights because that power belongs to the states or to the people. I mean, it's that fucking simple. And there's other rights that you might. So women's right to vote, Black African Americans' right to vote. You know how you defend those? By fucking voting anyway, showing up and voting. Going back, like the only time, like it seems like everybody gets together and they're like, "Oh, I don't like this garbage. It's fucking fucked up. We got to do something about it." But then they like police, like even police that say that, but they'll go in and they'll be like, "Oh, you go arrest this dude for this stupid reason." "Oh, yes, sir. I'll lick that boot and go get him." But that's my job. And none of this garbage is going to stop until we stand up and stop it. There are 400 million guns in this country, 200 million gun owners. That outnumbers all of the alphabet boys, the military, and everybody combined. The government can't do anything that we don't want them to if we stand up and say no. But we have to be willing to fight the consequences for that. If you're not willing to give everything for your rights, do you really deserve those rights? I don't know. Maybe we should go to a citizenship for service type model where you don't have any rights unless you serve in some. You just have basic protections. So you can't be like murdered or raped and you can still live if you choose not to serve. But you don't get to vote or anything like that because you don't respect them. You don't understand them. You keep trying to manipulate them. You're being fascist and trying to take them away. Everybody's a fucking hypocrite on both the left and the right. You'd be like, "Oh, I don't like that. You're doing it to me," and then you turn around and fucking do it anyway. This is not going to stop until we fucking stand up and actually stop it. If a community stood up, if 200 million gun owners stood up and was like, "I don't fucking think so," I doubt there would be a war. But if the government took it there, we would wipe the floor with them. I'm just fucking saying. But anyways, that's all I have for today. As always, I'm Doc Camo, and this has been my thought of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.